Bitcoin is ripping higher, and we want to know how high it can actually go before it will resume to the downside. Yes, we are currently in this called decade bounce, and if you don't believe me, then pay attention to this video so your position can be saved before the market actually starts going down. Bitcoin just made a low on its 60-day cycle on the 10th of January, basically on a day 50. What that means is that the next few weeks, regardless if we are in a bull trend or a bearish trend, we will go higher. This is good for the bulls. This is good for us. I'm in a bunch of long positions. The whole strategy master and honest KOL community is in the long positions, and we still have them open. The reason is very simple. We have these 4 cycle indicators at the bottom of the screen that basically show us where the market is going to go next. All of the cycle indicators are pointing to the upside, which means that within the next 1 or 2 weeks, we can definitely expect an upside. Now, it looks great on paper, and we are in a very unique situation. In reality, most of the cycle indicators, they don't go in harmony as they do now. Now, they're all pointing to the upside, but these situations are very rare. If I scroll back to the past, more likely to see these cycle indicators pointing down actually and not pointing up like they're doing right now. Or maybe one of them or 2 of them starting to point up while others are still turning down. This is much harder to trade. You have to stay attentive to your positions and you have to sell quickly. Here, you can have your position open in longs because at any point of time, the market will go higher. Only thing that concerns me a little bit is a daily cycle. It's currently preaching 80, almost. It's at the 78, which means that we might see some kind of a downside for a few days. Now, this might not be a real downside. This might be just a retracement, or in the best case scenario, we will stay afloat about the same price level before we actually do this one more shot to the upside into the 60-day cycle high. Now, the upcoming cycle should be a left translated one because we're currently in a bearish trend. The bigger trend is a bearish trend. The market is slowly trending down. It looks like a bear market, I have to say. But our trend indicators are still showing that some upside is left. You see, when this 1-week cycle actually goes above 80, it doesn't spend too much time there. It might spend a couple of weeks, like it did here in May 2025, a couple of weeks above 80 before the market resumed to the downside. The good thing was that we were in a very, very bullish trend. And in that situation, other cycle indicators like the 2-weekly cycle, 3-day cycle, they were showing that we are continuing going up. While this might not be the case right now because there are so many sellers in the market that don't believe that Bitcoin can sit at 150K or 200K. Well, look, we're going to sell our positions here anyways. Once Bitcoin reaches that area, 105, 107K, we're going to sell everything and we're going to wait for this cycle indicator, this beautiful red line, to go back down somewhere in March. Somewhere in March, I want to re-enter the market once again because I will have more clarity on the market and I will be sure that the market is again ready to go higher. Markets don't go up for infinite amount of time. They also don't go down for an infinite amount of time. And if you want to be able to assess how long the market can go up or down, you simply want to subscribe to Strategy Master. You go to this website right here. You'll find the link in the description down below and also on the screen. You read the newest articles to understand cycle analysis, to understand where are we in the broader cycle, where are we in the short-term cycle, and what we can expect from the market. This is the best ever analysis that you can find on the crypto market because it basically shows you the probabilities, how probable it is for the market to go up and how probable for the market is to go down. And sometimes, like this specific time, the probability is very clear. The direction of the market is very clear. So ideally, you want to get access yourself to these cycle indicators. And in order to get access to these indicators, you have to go here to this website and click gift a subscription, this yellow button right here, or you're going to see the yellow button at the top right corner of that screen. You click get a subscription and you get a subscription for 42 euros or $49 per month. This will give you access to everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. Cycle indicators, full analysis and past analysis of every single cycle, and a private group with the strategy master himself. Ask any questions, share your positions, and get feedback in real time. That's basically what you want when you're investing in the crypto market. You don't want to be left alone. Now, the stock market is helping us right here. Stock market is ripping higher, which means risk on assets like crypto can also rip higher, which means our altcoins can finally explode. You know that I love ENA, and I'm in a big position of Ethena, and Ethena is doing nothing. I'm barely at break even, in a slight profit, but that's not why I'm investing in crypto. I want to basically make 40, 50, 60% within the next few weeks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to continue holding or I'm going to sell my ENA. You want to join Strategy Master community to get answers to these questions. I cannot tell you everything right now on the video. You understand that, right? Now, I just want to show you one chart or two charts of ENA. The first one is the 5th of July 2025 when ENA made a daily cycle low right here. The weekly cycle was about to go up. The 2-week cycle was already falling. However, it reversed exactly the 5th of July, but the 3-day cycle was our savior. It showed where the market is going in the next week or two. It was basically showing an uptrend. Okay. And these kind of hints you are looking into when you're analyzing your altcoins and when you are using cycle indicators. Another similar situation happened on 8th of October in 2024 when the daily cycle printed a low. We went down by 35%. People sold off ENA. They thought nothing's good going to happen. The 3-day cycle started going down, but then the 1-week cycle was our saver, and it showed where the trend is going to go next for the next 3 to 4 weeks. And look what happened. ENA went from 28 cents to above $1, giving investors a 400% return. Now, if you want to understand and if you want to be in similar positions like us, you know what to do. Use the cycles yourself and also check my channel and check my previous videos. You want to get subscription here. I'll share analysis of the market, of altcoins, of Bitcoin, and sometimes I also show my positions. One more thing is important. If you open the total chart on TradingView, you will see a very similar situation, cycle situation, that we've seen in Bitcoin and altcoins. Total chart shows what we can expect from crypto in the nearest short term. And look, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. The 2-weekly cycle is slightly curling up. And look what happens with the trend. The trend pushes up. Okay, so what's going to happen when this cycle going to go to 50 or 40? You know what is going to happen, right? I don't have to tell you that. The weekly cycles still have some room to grow, so we can see at least 2 to 3 weeks of positive flight action. Yeah, we're going to fly. Not to the moon, but we're going to fly up. The 1-day cycle also coming to the top. So look, same situation. We might go down. We might struggle a little bit at the same price level, but then we're going to have some upside and everybody's going to be happy. But sell your positions on time. And you know whom you have to follow in order to sell your positions on time. I'm not going to tell you this. So look, to finish up this video, use stock market as your guidance. You want to enter into altcoin, you want to enter into Bitcoin, look what stock market is about to do. Stock market is about to go into blow off top, potentially in February or even March. It's going to rip higher. Now, on the weekly cycle, we're already almost at the top, right? So that's what we can expect. The daily cycle is going to go up. The 3-day cycle is going to make a top, stay overbought for a while. And somewhere here, we're going to top. Next, well, the weekly cycle will start falling down. We're going to see some sort of a retracement. I cannot tell you the exact price. Maybe you're going to do one more push into the very cycle high, okay, and we're going to have a new all-time high for the stock market. We potentially have that. If that's the case, then Bitcoin is also going to do well and potentially is going to extend its positive trend up until March. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm more bullish on the stocks in this situation because stocks are simply doing better than Bitcoin. So look, you want to have strength in stocks in order for a total market cap for Bitcoin and for your altcoins to do well. We all want our altcoins to do well. Currently, we're sitting in a fat profit from the positions we opened in December and the beginning of January, and we continue making profits for the next few weeks. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to watch the next video. See you in the next one.